And we are live.
Live.
It's
Live
that
viruses.
toy live. We need the intro with
Don't y'all like? Do y'all ever like that? Why people know who we are?
I guess so.
Don't y'all like when you had those parrots that do that? They do the head like that. Why do they do that? It's so funny.
They're just dancing to the beat, man. They're just dancing to the beat.
I used to have a like my cousin used to own. They had a parakeet or whatever, and it would whistle the Andy Griffith tune all the time. It was real funny.
Really?
Yeah, it would just. Yeah, you just keep hearing it repeat it.
Wait, do it again.
Every once in a while.
Wait, do it again.
I can't.
Do it again.
I got something in my mouth.
Yeah, do it again.
So that you can get that copyright strike on us.
I know, man.
Exactly.
Andy Griffith's going to jump out of his grave at us.
No, YouTube.
Matlock.
Ron Howard's going to come and break our door down.
Yep. Oh gosh. What do you drink? Well, so what's everybody drinking?
I've got the
Flavored water tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say I've got the oh Lord, what would you call it? The Maxwell House Smooth Bold with I think like some sweet Italian creamer.
Let me
But
see.
I have it in a very
mug.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I have it in a very beautiful Tellico Plains, Tennessee mug.
Ah,
Nice.
So
Take
it's very
that.
beautiful. Yeah. I've gotten to where I'm collecting mugs like crazy. I'm a mug for mugs.
Hey, I'm all for that. Like, I love getting some like unique mugs from different places. Like, I think I've shown you the one we have from up in Dahlonega. We went to the little gold mining place.
I've been there a long time ago.
Yeah, they had a it's like shaped like a little jug. The coffee mug is. It's really cool, and it's
That's
like
cool.
yeah.
I like stuff like that. Like, yeah, I know you had that. You showed me the I drank out of the Harry Potter mug that was really, really
Oh
cool,
yeah,
so.
yeah. We got all four of the houses.
Nice.
Hmm.
So,
okay.
what about you? What about you, Ashley?
I'm drinking great value water.
Great value water. Sam's Choice.
Yes, Sam's choice.
You could at least put some Sam's Choice flavor in it, like some grape or something.
Nah, it's all right. It's all right. I'm good. I'm good with what I have.
Let me tell you something. Speaking of Sam's, I was at Walmart the other day and noticed that they're already dropping toys. This is for a movie that's not even out yet, but I'm already seeing toys out. Have you seen the Space Jam stuff that's been coming out?
Oh yes,
I've already seen toys that were already out for Dune, the Dune movie.
Oh yeah,
really?
that's true. That's true. But that one I feel like is a little more understandable because of it getting pushed
COVID,
back and all that stuff with all that. But Space Jam was always kind of held close to the vest anyways until everything was going to do whatever. But it's just weird it's just weird seeing Space Jam toys again. And I'll say my critique of them is that they're not half bad. I don't hate them. They look decent. I don't know the movie, so I don't know the villains. I've seen some of the villains. They've got all the Looney Tunes. I've seen like Marvin the Martian, Taz, all that stuff, but that's about it.
Oh, well, those villains. I don't know what to think of them.
Oh, like what they look like?
Yeah, the designs. Have you seen them?
Yeah, I've seen them. They just kind of.
It felt like the writers' room was just sitting there thinking, "We've got to up the ante from the Monstars, and we gotta do it while we're on acid and every other drug that we can fit in here without killing ourselves."
For sure. I can definitely see some of that in it, but I mean, I'm just like withholding all judgment on that movie. I don't want to like rain terror on it until it comes out, because it does look like a bucket of nonsense, but I can't wait. I don't know. I'm having fun with just like surprising myself with movies because they haven't been too terrible. They've either been mediocre or whatever.
Well, I think all I was going to say was I think the thing that kind of bothers me a little bit from what I've seen, like it looks interesting, but it feels like they're going, I guess, the expansion of the idea of just getting it away from Warner Brothers Looney Tunes. And then it seems like they're trying to expand it to the entire Warner Brothers IP catalog of everything. Like the weirdest choice would be like, what was the name of the gang from Clockwork Orange?
Oh, really?
Those guys appear in the background in one shot. Yeah, you can spot them.
The Jabberwockies or whatever.
Yeah, the little gray suited with the black bowler hats.
Black hat, yep.
or not Gracie's white, but yeah, they're in like a background shot. And I think a lot of people were like really confused, like, why are you putting this in a family movie? Like, why are you kind of throwing them in the background of a family movie, considering what kind of horrible, horrible, horrible characters they are?
All right.
Yeah.
I think it's partly, I don't know if it's like we don't trust or we don't believe enough in the Looney Tunes, because I feel like they knew that Space Jam was going to be some sort of a movement. Anytime you released it, just like Coming to America or something, they knew there was going to be a big movement. I just felt like it was probably just what could they attach to that train, and with this, it was like, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much how it feels like to me. But they're like, okay, well, if this is going to be such an event movie, we need to really push our brand because maybe they got some. I mean, I'm trying to think what's the big. I mean, Warner Brothers is with HBO Max, right?
Yeah.
So you've got. It almost feels like it was like, look, we're gonna need to be pushing all this Warner Brothers property anyways, because we've got the Max app and all that. It feels like they were thinking so far in terms of like commercialization and thinking into the future. It's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, it's kind of a ridiculous thing. Like yeah, I could look at it and be like, that's so dumb. I don't want to have. I want no part of it. And I could totally understand that. Or you could. I don't know. My thing is I'm always going to have Space Jam, so I'm not going to be too butthurt about it. But I just hope it's not terrible. I just hope. I really do hope it's not terrible. I just hope it's something good for at least the kids to have something of their own.
Yeah,
because I mean. I don't know. I will say the coolest thing I like about it so far is the whole 2 different animation things they're going with the whole 2D and then going back to 3D and all that. At least there's an explanation for why it looks so weird in the promotional stuff. Well, yeah, that was like in the trailers and stuff. It's like it's like, yeah. So I guess when you start out, or when LeBron starts out, he goes into like 2D animation when he's in the Looney Tune world. Yeah. So then when they get to the actual basketball challenge, I guess everybody turns 3D, which means LeBron turns real again. But then like Bugs and Lola and all them, they turn into like a 3D version of themselves.
But Michael Jordan was never animated.
That's what I'm saying. It's a completely new concept for this movie. In the first movie, it was nothing like it was. The first movie was way more like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. You know what I'm saying? Like this one seems like it's trying to go way deeper. It's like it's trying to make it way more like complicated, basically. So like, yeah, it was like when LeBron goes in, it's like, oh, he goes animated too. But I like that. I like that at least they go that direction, because that would have been kind of neat to see an animated Michael Jordan. All we see is a 3D Michael Jordan, CG Michael Jordan, whatever. But that I just thought that was a pretty cool angle, even though I have no connection to LeBron. I don't watch basketball. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like Jordan was my era, and that was after that, it was like I didn't care about basketball. So I just hope that this is something that the kids will enjoy. So it is odd looking at it and having no connection to it other than the Looney Tunes, having nothing to it. It is really odd. Well, like I don't feel that about LeBron the way other people do. Now, but you say Jordan, I go, like I still have that magic. It's just like and I mean, I'm not even a big basketball player. That's to me, that's how powerful Jordan was. It was like he made you like basketball for that era, because he defied the laws of gravity. It was like he just defied everything. Although
he transcended sports. Yeah, he transcended sports and pop culture and everything. So, I mean, even if you weren't a basketball fan, you knew Michael Jordan.
Exactly. Even like Bo Jackson. Like I loved Bo Jackson, like because he was playing all the sports and and playing good. Like I mean, for what he was doing, he was killing it for a hot minute, and then.
I'm just mildly interested in Space Jam 2 or whatever they're calling it. I haven't seen a trailer or anything, but it's going to be on HBO Max for free, so I might as well watch it. Yeah. But I did see that Funko, revealed some stuff from the film, and it looks like Bugs Bunny's going to be Batman and LeBron's going to be Robin. Because they had some pops with Bugs in the Batman outfit and LeBron in the Robin outfit. So I If they're using some DC property, that's the only reason that I'll turn it on and watch it, just to see what they do, with that. But
I just wonder what they're going to do, if like they're going to have a good soundtrack or anything like that.
Yeah, who knows?
Because I've got the first movie soundtrack. I mean, that's how iconic it is. You know what I mean? It's pretty big.
I don't even remember anything about the soundtrack from the first one.
You don't? It's like Quad City DJs, R. Kelly, man, Seal.
Yes,
it was a big soundtrack. Man. Yeah.
R. Kelly. I remember now.
Chills.
Okay. Sorry.
I know.
Sorry, I remember now. R. Kelly.
Everybody's hitting the comments right now like an idiot.
Yeah. No, but, they're not hitting the comments.
But no, I'll say this. I know they aren't at all. But no, if you look, I mean, the toys. But what's weird is some of them are sold like Bugs is by himself, and like LeBron will be by himself, and then you have Marvin the Martian by himself. These are what are creepy to me. They have these like Stretch Armstrong toys.
Yes, I saw those at Walmart the other day.
Yeah, you grab these things and they stretch. But then there's like with LeBron. I mean, but it looks like I like the detail, and look how simple the figure is. It reminds me of old Kenner toys. I really dig that.
Yeah, that does look pretty cool. That looks pretty cool.
See, but like this villain, I have no connection to this villain. I don't know who that is.
He vaguely looks like a current basketball player that I can't put my name on.
See, I saw some of this.
If I remember correctly,
this looks pretty cool. I like the White Mamba villain looking thing right here.
So if I remember correctly, I think they are gonna do something kind of similar to how the Monstars works. Like I think they're gonna do something that comes from other basketball players. I think.
Okay.
Maybe because I think kind of like Wes just said, like he looked kind of like because some of them look, some of the ones that got the Monstars when they transformed, they looked like very exaggerated versions of the players that they took the talent from.
Yeah.
Right. Tell me this though, who is Moose? Like, who is that company? I've never heard of them.
I've never heard of them either.
That's who's putting these toys out.
Like the LeBron, that figure, the very first one you showed when he had like the gun and the that way
you're talking about
left,
like this one. It was.
You're moving too fast. Right there in the middle.
One.
Right. Yep.
You want that one?
That one.
Okay.
So, everything looks cool with that except for no knee articulation. It doesn't look like there's anything.
I was going to say, remember back in the day, some had knee articulation, some didn't.
Yeah.
These would go in that non-category, but I dug it either way. Some toys did, some didn't. I could see like some people want knee articulation, but I'm just saying from looking at it, like the design, I'm impressed with how good it actually looks.
Yeah, aesthetically it looks good. But it would be over the top. I mean, it would be even awesome.
If they had the.
If they had the
joint.
Yeah.
I could agree. I could go with that because I'm guessing the arms look like they have the joints.
Yeah, they do. They got elbow joints, and they look like they turn at the shoulder. So, I mean, they look really pretty cool.
I would say just aesthetically. I mean, these I would like see. Look at that. What in the world is going on with that guy? But like aesthetically, all the stuff looks good. Like, see, here's the 2D from the trailer. See, he goes to 2D, and I think that looks cool. I mean, that looks great. I dig the toys just from an outside look. I mean, getting them out and playing with them, and maybe could be a different story. But just from looking at them, they look good.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I can dig those toys, and I wonder what's the price point though.
I'm trying to remember. I think they were probably around the $10 range because they're pretty sizable figures. Yeah. Like I said though, they're just oddly packaged because even here, look, you have like these 2-packers like this right here, and then you'll have Bugs by himself or like Marvin by himself. But I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just kind of like scattered.
So I haven't seen those particular figures. The only thing I saw was the stretchy garbage crap that you were talking about.
This right here. Yeah, this figures. These are straight garbage. I mean, these, I will say this, these look like great baby toys. Like throw this to a baby or a dog.
Yeah.
Did you ever collect any of the figure sets from the first movie?
Me? I loved. I had Michael, I had Bugs, I had Daffy.
Did you collect any of the Monstars?
Yeah, I had the orange Monstar, I had the tall blue one, I had the purple one.
I think I had the green one. I think I had the green guy.
I think that was the only one I didn't have. I think that was the only one I didn't have. I think it was him, because I think I didn't have all of them. I had 3 out of the 4, and then I didn't. Yeah, and then like I had like a Taz. I remember having. I mean, I had. That was the thing, is I had a lot of the figures. They were awesome. But the thing is, though, they were 2-packs. That was a cool thing. Like the ones I was showing you, they did have like Jordan and Bugs were in a pack. That was so I had that, and then I remember I had a Michael Jordan doll.
Wasn't there a pack that had Patrick Ewing in it also?
Maybe.
I think there was, because I remember being confused by it because he didn't actually play in the movie. You know, he was just one of the guys that got his talent taken from him.
Right.
Him and Charles Barkley and
Barkley.
Oh God,
Muggsy
Muggs.
Sean.
What's the tall white guy's name?
Sean Bradley.
Bradley.
Yeah.
Bradley. Thank you.
And and oh gosh, who did we not mention? So we got Ewing.
I remember
Barkley, Sean Bradley, Bugsy Bogues. That's 4. So there would have been a 5th.
Someone's missing.
It wasn't Clyde Drexler, was it?
No, that doesn't sound right.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
Carl Malone.
So
no.
Oh yeah. While you're looking at that, since you pulled that up, Austin, those look ridiculous. So
tell us about them. What are we looking at?
Well, that's the Suicide Squad figures from
McFarlane.
McFarlane.
This is the announced figures from now. Do we also get the dead soldiers?
Now, I don't know. I was trying to put my finger on where those came from.
Larry Johnson is the 5th one.
Yes, Larry Johnson.
Okay. And then now we can move on.
Yep, Larry Johnson.
Suicide Squad figures.
Yep. So it looks like you got Peacemaker, Bloodsport, Harley Quinn, and Polka-dot Man. Yep.
I'm surprised by Polka-dot Man making the
cut.
Making the cut. Oh, being that he's not, I mean, the actor's a great guy. What's his name? Oh God, Dalmakian.
I just know him in everything.
Yeah, he's got a weird name. He's got a weird name.
But he's not really. Yeah, he doesn't really. He doesn't seem like he's been billed as one of the top actors that are named. But he's been named on the posters.
Yep.
But I love that he's at least in this wave so far. I don't know if they're going to make more of them, because I wouldn't mind if they made a.
I think there's a wave 2. There's a wave 2, I believe.
Because I do like Boomerang's new look for the movie. I mean, whether or not he's going to live is one thing, but I do like the new look that he has in it.
Yeah, and I was trying to look at Bloodsport. It looks like his helmet or mask or whatever that is. Is that a skull? I mean, is that?
It's shaped, yeah. 'Cause I think it's supposed to be like a stylized version of how he looks in the comics. Where he has the bandana over his head.
Yeah, I was going to say he's just got a red bandana.
And then the bottom part's supposed to look skullish. So I think it's just like how the helmet is shaped.
Huh.
Very interesting.
But I mean, you buy those 4 and you get to build King Shark back there, which is very really cool. Yeah,
I like that.
I can't tell. Are those boxer shorts he's wearing? Or
it looks like torn jeans.
Yeah, it's like torn jeans.
Yeah.
It looks sort of like, or like not corduroy or whatever those pants are. But they're basically like cut off pants of some kind, and it's awesome. I love it. Just looking at him right there, he looks adorable.
I really can't wait to see how he's characterized in the film.
But one thing, why does Peacemaker and Bloodsport have swords?
Why does everybody have I was confused by that as well. Nobody has any projectile type weapons, I've noticed, except for Polka-dot Man, where it's more of a it just looks like it's his powers.
Shooting out of his hands.
Yeah. But I noticed none of the characters have any kind of guns or anything.
And these two are that's what they're known for.
I mean, does McFarlane tend to do characters with I haven't bought enough McFarlane toys, but at least with the DC, I mean, do they make
the Grim Knight? Oh, Grim Knight you know what? I'm thinking now. I don't think that there's some stipulation in marketing where you can't show guns
in marketing
I think that's what it is. That happened, I think, halfway through his first year. I think. So don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what's going on.
The more slow and violently painful weapons, they make the cut.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But those do look cool, and I think I don't know the price point. I'm hoping they're going to be the normal, like.
I mean, I
see
seen y'all
build a figure $24.99.
Yeah, well, I sent y'all that link that had like that it could be a wrong estimate. It could be an estimate for somewhere else, but it looks like it was 31 a piece. I hope that's not the case.
I was hoping that was like, those third-party stores and stuff where they mark them up, up above like Walmart and everything, because they have to, to make money off of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that polka-dot man, I think he is to me, I mean, that Harley Quinn looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really interested in that polka-dot man just because he looks weird, Yeah,
I do. I mean, I like the Harley Quinn one, but I kind of wish they had kind of gone with the. I mean, I guess they're going with how they're going to look for when they're all together in the film, which but I kind of liked Harley's initial outfit that they showed. That I guess she's going to wear in her first part in the film. Which is like it's very similar to her Arkham City outfit, I think. It's red and black, red and black leather.
Yep. Yeah.
It was a really cool look for the costume, and I was surprised that they were going with this one, but I mean it looks great though.
The one thing I don't like about McFarlane toys, aside from their horrible ankle and wrist joints, doesn't it look like their crotches are like diapers?
A little bit.
I mean, if you look at polka-dot,
I was going to say the other. I mean, I was going to say the other terrible thing about McFarlane toys is the fact that they keep making weird, unnecessary variations of characters just to make it,
make an extra buck. Yeah,
make an extra buck. Whereas in somebody like Hasbro's kind of gotten to where they'll just, if you have a different head for a character, you just add the extra head in the set. They're just like, oh wait, different head. We'll make a whole new character out of that. That's more. That's another, that's another figure out there we could sell.
Oh, you wanted Batman to be wearing the sunglasses? That's another figure. We'll take him from here and drop him here, and that's two different figures. There you go.
I don't get that either. That's kind of weird.
$40. Yeah, that is crazy.
I wonder why. I wonder what that mode of thinking is. I was looking up that. Yeah, I was looking up that Moose Toys, by the way. So they've come up, I guess, Shopkins. Does that sound familiar? I thought you knew something about that, Ashley.
Shopkins.
Shopkins.
Shopkins. Yes,
Shopkins. Yeah, and Mighty Beans. Betty Spaghetti. Fur Baby's World.
I know about Shopkins though, because my niece collected a lot of them when she years back. I don't think she doesn't do it anymore, but for a couple of years she was just hardcore collector of the Shopkins stuff.
Yeah, apparently this guy it's this guy here, Fraser Patterson, that's like behind the Moose Toys doing this, and he's working on the Space Jam toys.
Yeah.
And apparently this guy has worked at Lego, PlayStation, Mattel, Spin Master, and now Moose. So
yeah, he's got some, some rep behind him there.
Yeah, and look, he's got that toy behind. It looks pretty cool though. I mean, it really does look cool. But yeah, you're right. It would be cool if they had some knee joints on them.
Yeah, but it probably costs an extra $2 a figure or something for a knee joint.
So. Right.
That's crazy.
All right.
So,
is this the new segment?
I don't know.
Go ahead, Ray.
Well, I can go into this segment. I can create a segment.
Yes.
We're going to call it Ray's Unnecessary Recommendations of the Week.
I need to create a logo here, and we could just play that right before you go into it.
Let me ask y'all. Let me ask you a question, Ramon, before you get into your recommendations.
Ramon,
what are y'all's opinions on recommendations in general?
What do you mean?
Go.
Like, what do you mean?
When people make recommendations, is it necessary, or do you think it's all a bunch of hot? Like, do you think it's a bunch of hot air, wasted breath? People shouldn't do it, or do you think it's something necessary?
Because
I think it's a legit question, because I'm starting to see I see behavior patterns in people that start to make me question some of these social what I conceive as social norms. And so I would like your opinion on that.
Is this jab at me? Because I make a lot of recommendations
not at all.
to you a lot.
no. But if it does apply, it does apply. But no, not at all. Maybe this will clear up some things for you. But anyway, go ahead.
But no, it really depends. Like if you're just taking random recommendations from random people on the internet, that's different. But but
let's take random out of it. Let's say if it's a little bit more focused, I would say at least from friends, people you know. I'm not saying let's not grab something random unless because you have to take that into context.
Yeah.
If you're going on the internet and you pose direct questions expecting to get answers, or you're combing the internet expecting to get answers, that's another story. But what I'm saying is, let's say any of your friends come up to you and recommend anything.
I'm coming at it from more of, let's just say there's this online personality that you follow, right? And the reason you follow them is because y'all same interest and you like what they do. So their recommendations might hold a little more weight, right?
Exactly.
But if it's just some rando guy on the internet, they could be recommending something because they have ulterior motives. Oh, I got this free. I'm trying to, promote this item.
Oh, you're going that angle. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And it could be just garbage. But I mean, I hope I wouldn't recommend something that I wouldn't like.
I've recommended some stuff I think that Austin ended up not liking.
I'm sure I have, but go ahead. What do you think with that question I just asked you, Ramon?
I think it's a case by case thing. Like if it's someone that I trust, or not trust, but if I enjoy, either listening to them, like if they're on the radio or if they're someone I talk to and stuff like that, it's going to hold a lot more weight. Now, I would say it also has to couple in that I do need to maybe have some kind of curiosity more already about the subject, maybe to move quicker toward it. But yeah, I think recommendations do stick with me. Like they're.
And that's how I feel. That's how I feel. Go ahead. I
don't think I would have watched nearly as many Hong Kong cinema movies if you hadn't have recommended a lot of them to me back in the day. When we were both in high school, I watched a couple, but mainly my Hong Kong cinema type films were just any Jackie Chan movies I could find to rent. You kind of introduced me to all this, the different ones like Donnie Yen, Jet Li. All the other greats, Sammo Hung. So
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal's in there.
Steven Seagal was a god before gods existed.
That's pretty true.
And before they started,
people always wonder where, if God's so great, where did God come from? I'll be like, have you ever heard of Steven Seagal? But no, I'm with Ray in that field. I love recommendations. Here's my thing, I look at life and I look at things kind of like a dinner menu. At least as I've gotten older, it's kind of like I'm always willing to try something once. Now, I know there's fine lines of what I don't do and what I don't like. But other than that, I always dig recommendations. I feel like people should pay more attention to recommendations, in my opinion. I feel like, I just feel like, especially when it comes from friends amongst friends, at least from where I stand, I feel like when I recommend something to somebody, it's usually a pretty direct, catered recommendation. You know what I mean? So that's just kind of where I stand on stuff like that. So yeah, no, I always love recommendations. So I always say throw any recommendation at me, especially if it comes to like doing things better. If that makes sense. Even if it comes to cooking better or using, I'm a sucker for gadgets. So if you ever say for example, Ray, you told me, about the bidet or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I've always wanted one. Right. And see, I've always wanted one. And so now to have somebody I know that actually has gotten one and used it makes me want one even more now. So it's I love stuff like that. It's
a game changer. I mean, I know we're a podcast talking about toys here, but a bidet is a game changer.
That's an adult toy.
Do you still have to have toilet paper?
Yeah, I'd say so, wouldn't you? Or something to wipe that booty.
It depends on how brave you are. I'll say this: we don't use as much as we did before.
Yeah.
We don't use nearly as much. Yeah, a good pack of toilet paper lasts probably 2-3 times as longer as it did before. So it's definitely helped.
You install it yourself?
Yeah, I installed it myself. It was annoying though because there were like the attachments that came with it for the actual attachment. Yeah, they didn't work too well, so I actually had to they have something called a T-valve. So T-valve, what basically it does is, you know how there's the tube that runs, into the bottom of your the little back container thing.
Yep.
Oh god, whatever it's called.
Yep.
Anyways, the tank. Yeah. So basically, what you have to do is you have to unhook that. You have to put a valve in there, T-valve. So basically, one that goes straight up and then one that goes up to the side.
Yep.
The one that goes to the is going to connect around to the bidet section. So the T-valve did not connect, was not watertight, the one that they sent with it. And that just caused a problem. So I had to basically put everything back as it was. And then I had to order a new one that I made sure I had good reviews on. So that was an extra $20. So, but after I got that installed, perfect, completely watertight, works like a charm. Thing's been magical ever since. So it was worth the money.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And this is what brought up Austin's question.
No, that's not my recommendation of the week, though.
Ramon's recommendation
unnecessary.
of the week.
Yeah, mine
unnecessary.
I like that as a title though, because I don't know, it's got like a little more unique spin to it. But my unnecessary recommendation of the week, yes, okay. Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. I'm going to say that it's a TV show
on Netflix, right? Okay.
3 seasons. 3rd season just came out recently.
It's already in its 3rd season.
Yeah, it came out last September. They're just popping out little seasons left and right.
Wow.
Is this a cartoon?
Mm-hmm.
It's an animated series. It has no business being as fun and entertaining as it has been, but it is. Like, my wife and I just finished the 3rd season. It was so good. It connects, it has a bunch of connections between Jurassic World and it recently has some connections to Fallen Kingdom. But the premise is a couple of kids got this special, basically almost like a beta test to try out this new little youth camp that was going to be hosted at Jurassic World. And this was they all arrived just before the events of Jurassic World happened, before the Indominus escapes and everything goes to crap.
Mm-hmm.
But once everything goes to crap, these 6 kids are kind of like fending for themselves. They're left on their own. They're just trying to survive. And it's surprisingly, great, well written, thrilling. I enjoyed every minute of it. It's fun. So, that's my unnecessary recommendation of the week.
I remember I turned it on to watch it, and I don't know if we something distracted us. It was basically turn it on to watch it, and something happens, and I went and stopped it and never went back to it again. It was okay, I'll eventually get back to it, but I do want to watch that series. It looks interesting, at least. Yeah.
Well, like I said, it caught us off guard. We just tried the first episode, we really enjoyed it, and kept going, and then we were hooked. I said, no, it has no business being as good as it is, but there you have it.
Interesting.
Any good series y'all are watching so far?
Do I really have to?
I feel like besides that show,
it depends.
I need to watch it. What was funny was I actually turned it.
What
are we staying in the genre of sci-fi comics?
Oh, I don't care. No, well, that's pretty much what that toy life is, man. You just do all the kinds of toys. But we got to talk about this for a second. This show that Ashley has been bringing up, Invincible.
Oh,
so
yes.
I was I'm on Amazon Prime and trying to find something quick to watch before I go to sleep, and I come across that show and I purposely didn't watch it because I was like, that punk kept pushing it so much, I'm not going to watch it. Boop, I just skipped it.
We were just talking about recommendations and good recommendations. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we also talked about people doing it for money. And I'm still not convinced that they're not paying you.
Dude, I'm telling you.
No, is it really that good though? Why don't you give us a rundown on what's up with
I don't even want
to the magic?
I don't want to spoil it. Okay.
He don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it because it's that good. It's really that good. Can't hear me?
Is it really that good?
No, I mean, you've never read any of the comics?
No. I just know that it's Robert Kirkman, from Walking
Dead fame. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's give that man a big head.
Yeah. Seriously, dude, I don't know that I've read anything bad that he's written. Everything that he writes is
what all does he do besides Walking Dead?
So he did Invincible. He did The Astonishing Wolfman, which was a pretty good series as well. He did a little run on a revamp of Marvel Team Up back in the day. He did the it was an Ant-Man title. What was it called? The
Fantastic Ant-Man.
No, it was something like
the antagonistic Ant-Man.
Something along those lines, yeah. So it was something ridiculous. But it wasn't Scott Lang or Hank Pym. It was another guy, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But he's pretty much a bad dude, and he got the Ant-Man suit. It was a pretty good run too for a little while there, but he didn't stay at Marvel long. He quickly left and did his own thing at Image. But yeah, anything that he writes, I mean, you really need to check out because it's
you
really
remember good. All those years ago before The Walking Dead was ever a TV show. That was when I had asked you. I was like, man, I'm looking for stuff to read. Do you have any comic recommendations? And it was like Walking Dead was probably like 60 issues in. It wasn't even that. It was pretty new.
Yeah.
And I remember reading it and being like, oh my God, like this is actually, and I don't even like zombie stuff. I would purposely avoid zombie stuff. I remember when like 28 Days Later came out and all my friends were into it because they were all like, well, I say all my friends, but a lot of the ones I was hanging out with were into punk rock stuff and you basically like anything a hot topic they were into. And while I did share a lot of the similarities, a lot of that stuff I'm just like, I just shunned it. I'm like, come on. Like even like Nightmare Before Christmas, I'm like, come on. Like I'm tired of it. And so yeah, but yeah, Walking Dead, I read it and I just thought it was a great concept, and I like the black and white art. I mean, just the way they did that. I mean, you didn't worry about the coloring or anything like that. It was all just about the story. And I mean, it got crazy. I mean, it really did. It pulled you in. And then the show got announced and I'm like, oh, that's going to be stupid. It's not going to be anywhere near as good as this comic. And they actually did do a pretty good job of capturing the spirit of the comic. I mean, obviously it wasn't exactly the same, but I thought the spirit was the same, at least for the first, 4 or 5 seasons or something like that. I mean, its strongest run. It was great. So
it was called The Irredeemable Ant-Man.
Irredeemable Ant-Man. Why was he the irredeemable Ant-Man?
He was not a very good person.
Oh no!
Wait. Is that the title of another comic? Was it Robert Kirkman when they were called? There wasn't called Irredeemable, or
you're thinking about Invincible?
Oh, is that Invincible?
No, it's called. I mean, the only thing I remember is Invincible.
Is some guy with? Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah. So I was thinking some guy with kind of like a blue and yellow suit.
That's Invincible.
That's Invincible. I'm
Invincible. Yep.
Not all there anymore.
Yep, that's Invincible.
He's Ramon.
Yeah. You need to go check it out. Just watch the first episode. You'll be hooked, and you'll want to keep going.
Okay. You'll be hooked. The way he says it. You'll be hooked.
I know. I talk really Southern. I can't help it, and I'm trying to break it.
I do too. What's funny is like being around people who aren't Southern, like especially if you go up north, and then you start hearing yourself being Southern, and so then you want to be more Southern to annoy people. That's what's real fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've noticed that. I do that. I'll sometimes do that and then catch myself like, "Whoa, I said that really Southern." Like I'm just doing that on purpose. Like I'm showing my butt.
You could be.
So, another thing. I have opened Bo-Katan up.
What?
And this is pretty cool. I think they also did this on the Sabine Wren character, but I do like that they added this little detail that her
sweet,
the little antenna, whatever they call this thing, the little the little eyepiece thing that folds down. It's cool. Little
helmet doohickey.
Yeah,
that's what they call it.
How does it fit over? Does it so it fits? It all fits over really well.
It fits very snug.
See, I always wondered about those if they could, like it would be hard to jam them on there or something like that, just because of the hairstyles and all that.
Scratching paint and all that.
Yeah, that one's real. Yeah, it's much smoother than actually Din Djarin's. Din's feels a little bit more snug when it goes on, and this one feels almost perfect. Like it's snug enough where it doesn't feel like you're like having to really press it on, but it also slides on and it doesn't move. Like, when you turn it, it turns the head. It feels like it's just on perfect. So it feels like they did a really good job with this one. I'm really impressed with it.
So, any figure hauls this week?
Not me. I looked. I mean, I went. I was in the mountains, and I know on the way up there, we stopped at a few places, but I really couldn't find much of anything. I mean, I did. I know this is very, very stupid random, but of all places, I had to go into a Dollar General. There's a million of them everywhere floating around, and this was like in Tennessee, and so while I'm in there, and y'all know about the whole controversy going on right now with Mr. Potato Head, right?
No.
So from what I'm understanding is they're going to be changing it, I guess. Because it's to be more neutral. Like it's not going to be Mr. or Mrs. Potato Head anymore. Mm-hmm. So
gender neutral potato.
There's going to be a gender neutral, and I think they're doing away with the Mr. Potato Head or whatever. So
I know what it is. No, it's not so much that. It's so instead of the brand name being called, I think
Mr.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's just calling it.
I think the brand name itself, the overall brand name, is just going to be called Potato Head. But like there will still be, when you buy the actual figure, it would be called Mr. Potato Head or Mrs. Potato Head. I think that's what it is.
Because I was going to say, I did see a Mr. Potato Head.
No,
and I found this at a Dollar General, so I was just like, I wonder if this, because they get the like the rejects from all the stores. So I wonder if they're getting rid of all these or something like that.
Could be.
So I did get that, and
could be sitting on a gold mine.
Well, no, I just thought it was funny. I wanted something to be like real goofy to go along with like the Woody and Buzz thing, and I was like, Mr. Potato Head, and I just like got this and set it over here in the cubby, like just cool. Built that. So that is one thing I did get. It was kind of a funny random because it was cheap and a random buy. So I was trying to think if there was anything else I actually got.
What vinyl did you get this week, Austin?
Oh, there's plenty of that. Those are always rolling in. But no, I'm trying to think. I feel like there was something else I had gotten, but I know I had looked because I've checked like in all the Walmarts. I'll go and look and see like what kind of NECA stuff they have, and they I really hadn't been seeing anything. I mean, they've had, like, for example, have y'all heard of, what's the name of that brand? It's a Japanese company that's been putting out toys. I see them at Walmart and I see them at like Think Geek and Gate.
Kobayaki,
something like that. They just put out a Gandalf action figure.
Kobayuka or something like that.
Are you talking about Kotobukiya?
Is that what it is?
I know that one. Like I know that one for like they do.
Hold on,
like really nice looking.
Kotobukiya is usually statue stuff.
Statues, yeah.
Yamaguchi.
Hold on. It's this one right here. BST AXN.
Never heard of BST.
Yeah. They've put out like a Big Trouble in Little China figure here recently, but
I saw that at Walmart yesterday.
Yeah, I saw this. I saw him out, because I had heard about him coming out, and I got excited because I thought these guys they put out pretty legit figures. If you look at him, he's pretty terrible. Really? I mean, the face sculpt is horrible. I mean, it's not good at all. I mean, can't really get that close in here, but it's not good at all.
Huh.
Now speaking of Diamond Select though, I mean they've got a Legolas and Gimli.
Oh yeah. Are you going to get those?
Oh, actually, definitely at some point. I
think I saw those recently at Books A Million.
Yeah, I've been seeing them making the rounds for sure. Yeah, this is Yeah, see, here's both of them right here. I mean, they look great. I mean, they look great. Yeah. I would definitely, I would do want to get both of these, and I probably will get both of them.
So those
I'm sure. Yeah, they're the first two. And I'm sure they're gonna, see how. I bet they were testing to see what they can do. I just hope they put out an Aragorn figure, because I want an Aragorn, like a really good looking Aragorn figure.
Is there a specific moment version of getting Aragorn you'd like? Like, would you
I love him in Fellowship, and then I love him in
rider look, or the more like as he kind of got more regal as the story went on, like he started wearing more armor.
Right. I was going to say I really like when he did that. I would say though I love the Strider look, and I love when he starts putting on like Boromir's gauntlet, like some of Boromir's stuff that some of the stuff that he has to wear for the Battle at Helm's Deep.
Did he wear some of Boromir's armor for the Battle?
Yeah, because remember he put some of his.
Realized that.
Because it wasn't a whole lot, but he repurposed some of his stuff, like those, whatever you call it, the bracers. He repurposed gauntlets. Some of that stuff. Yeah. And but then he added like, chainmail and some stuff like that. But yeah, I would say probably his Strider look is probably my favorite. Like going through Mines of Moria and all that stuff. I mean, it's nothing like that. I mean, all of that was great.
Tattered green cape and everything.
Yeah, that was just a great time at the movies. I'm sure, Ashley, you probably think back on that with fond memories, but those were just good times to go to the movies, because I mean that was something to look forward to every time. And I'm telling you, each movie was a treat. Oh, yeah.
Is anybody ready to go back to see a movie in a theater again?
I think I am.
I'm kind of waiting. I want to make sure it's a really good one that I make my first trip back for.
I was going to say, I think we've got our movie picked out. I mean, I'm waiting. I've got a few more, I think just a couple of more weeks, and we'll get to go take our next shot, our final shot. But I want to go see A Quiet Place Part 2.
Oh yeah, that's out, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. See, and Candy, my wife wants to see that. Some other people have mentioned to her talking about wanting to see it. This movie's getting buzz, I feel like it's getting people back into the theaters, and that gets me excited that people just want to go see a movie. I don't care what. I don't care if it was a Medea movie that people are buzzing about. I'm just wanting people to go back to the movies.
Well, we did go back. When we went on vacation to Panama City.
What'd you see?
Chaos Walking. Daisy Ridley and Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Was it any good?
It was a decent movie. It was decent, but I mean,
what's it about?
But it could have been just that I hadn't been to the movies in forever, and just smelling popcorn when you walk in, and just being on the big screen, the sound, everything. We were the only ones in there.
It was just candy-coated lenses.
Yeah, it was just all four of us. We were in there. I mean, the story was pretty good. It's about far into the future, or where humans have gone and tried to, populate or inhabit other planets that they found. And, they board these big, huge spaceships, and the spaceships fly through space till they find a habitable world. And on this particular world, they dropped off some people like 30, 40 years ago. And, of course, they procreate and they have kids, but it's like all the men, when they can't, they have to hide their thoughts, because their thoughts just kind of bubble up in the air where everybody can see what they're thinking. And it's real. So you have to kind of hide your mind.
Thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it doesn't affect the women. But of course, in this one place where Tom Holland is, they've killed all the women for whatever reason. And Daisy Ridley's in a ship that's been floating around in orbit around this planet, and they finally decide, okay, we need to go check on everybody on Earth after 20 years. So they crash landed. Something happened. She's the only survivor, and of course, Tom Holland finds her, and the adventure begins. And it's a decent movie. It's out on Blu-ray right now if you want to check it out. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's
we just watched. Me and my wife just watched Cruella. We watched that. That was pretty decent. Yeah, it was good. It was to me, it was like one of those where I probably wouldn't watch it any time again soon. Like, it just wasn't like a movie that you could just be like, oh, I'm going to keep watching it. But it was like everybody in it was great. Like Emma Thompson or Emma Stone was excellent in it. The music, the soundtrack was really good. That was one thing that stood out. There was a great soundtrack. I mean, although I don't know how many Rolling Stone songs were in it, but I don't know, as I get older, I get to where I hear a Rolling Stone song and I'm just like I don't know why. So it's like but other than that, like I was trying to think of what else we watched. Have you ever seen that movie Nobody, or have you heard about Nobody?
I need to watch it.
It is amazing. It's so funny and good. I mean, not funny. I mean, it's not really that funny of a movie, but it's just like one of those, at least for me, it's almost like this new falling down movie. But in this world of John Wick and
who's in it?
Others. Bob Odenkirk. And
okay, yeah,
he plays like an everyman. I don't want to spoil anything else because that movie does have a lot of good twists and good like reveals. So I don't want to say anything else, but let's just say it's about an everyman that
things happen and the plot
things happen.
commences.
Let's just say that like when you what you think is an everyman has a little bit in the tank.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man,
I don't know.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. It's just like it's just one of those interesting movies. I know, and it's one of those movies where I'm glad I didn't know anything about it going into it. It was just like an interesting watch because you'll think stuff about the movie or whatever. I don't know. I would think it's going one way and it would go another. It was just really cool. But that was a good one. There was something else I feel like we watched that was.
How about Army of the Dead? Anybody watch that?
I haven't watched it yet. I want to see it. I didn't realize that they had spent all that money and they had replaced like a completely like a character with a whole new actor.
Oh yeah.
After the movie had been shot, I didn't know that Tig Notaro had replaced Crystal Eye. And
because
it was because.
Stuff that
and the thing is that dude was floating around the circles that I would watch, especially like in terms of like the podcast or like he was a stand-up comedian, so obviously he was floating around in the same circles I would watch. So it was weird watching that dude rise and fall because he was on the rise. And that was the proof of it. He was in all these, he was showing up in these movies. Then he's in that movie. I bet that was going to be probably a bigger break for him. And then all that happens, and then they spent probably more money to get rid of him than they probably spent on him. Like probably just like paying him directly for his paycheck. It's so funny. Like wow. But is it good? Yeah. Is it a good movie?
I enjoy it. I did enjoy it. It is definitely not without flaws. It depends on what your expectations are for a zombie film when you go into it. Like, what are you specifically wanting from a zombie film? Maybe some people, I've noticed some people hate it. I've noticed a lot of people just hate it just because of Zack Snyder. I've noticed.
Well, it's cool to hate Zack Snyder.
I was going to say there seems like a visceral reaction to Zack Snyder from people for some reason. Man. I don't get it. But
I'll say two of my favorite things about it. It has two really cool montages. Because the whole story is the super zombie thing that they call them alphas, but it breaks out. It looks like it's a government project basically that escapes, but he escapes into Vegas and he causes an outbreak, and the outbreak though is contained around Vegas is contained by like just a big wide fence of just giant metal crates,
right?
So it's quarantined off. The whole city is quarantined off, so the zombie outbreak is contained. So the plot is that a bunch of these ex-military people that actually were involved with a lot of the evacuations when that was happening, when they were trying to close off and rescue as many people as they could. They're recruited to do a heist before a nuclear bomb is dropped on the city. And that's kind of what the plot. Now the plot has a couple twists and turns before the end, but that's the basic premise of it. And I would say like it's not a perfect film. Some of the plot beats get a little weird, but all in all, I had a fun time with it. It was fun action sequences, and I love Dave Bautista in this. I think this is he finally got to stretch some, I don't know, some acting legs that he doesn't really get to do as Drax, because at Drax he's always so, he has to be just a straight up, a weird comedy character.
Did you watch that other movie he was in on? I think it was on Amazon. He was
Spy something.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. We watched it.
Pretty good.
Yeah. It was a cute movie, but I remember that being like his only other movie I remember, like you said, was Beyond Drax, where he got to really stretch. And I'm like, man, he hasn't do it with a kid.
I mean, he had the one great scene in Blade Runner 2047.
Yeah, he did.
That sequence, I love sequence. The first sequence. Yeah, I love the line. He says, when he meets Ryan Gosling's character, "I'm just a simple protein farmer." You're pretty big for a protein farmer. Just the whole implication of this guy. You know your line. You are built to kill, basically. But this time, it was nice to see him get to kind of show his chops. It kind of made him. I told Austin about this, I think, while in the middle of it. Yeah, it kind of made me see that I think I like him the most out of all the big name actors that have kind of really, or not the big name wrestlers that have really broken out into acting. And I would say like John Cena. I would say there's a trifecta right now. Yeah, the trifecta right now I would say would be John Cena, Dwayne Johnson, and then Dave Bautista. And I think Bautista, at least for now, is my favorite, just because there feels like such an earnest effort by him when it comes to acting. Like especially when you hear him in interviews, he puts his heart into, he's putting his heart into it. It seems like there's no ego in it. He's happy to be there, and he just wants to do the best he can do. And I give him props for that.
Yeah, no, he's for sure, and he also isn't afraid to talk crap either. I mean, like I've seen him,
back up. He's
not afraid to say anything.
He put his job on the line. He put his own job on the line with Marvel. That was an easy. That was an easy paycheck. He could have just let come along. If they just fired, after they had fired James Gunn, they could have just hired somebody else. But I love how he stood up. He called Marvel out on what they did, Marvel and Disney. And, he like I said, put his job online because, they're not above, firing people if they, I get too far out of line.
No, for sure. No, I agree. He definitely stepped up, and he's just never been that kind of a person to be afraid. And he's even said he's not like Dwayne Johnson either. He's like, I can act. I'm like, oh man, he's got a mouth on him. That's why I can't wait to see him in like Dune and all that. I mean, Dune seems like it's loading up to be just a all around. I don't know anything about Dune or the series and all that, but just based on the actors, I want to see the movie just for that alone.
Here's the rabbit hole of Dune.
Yeah,
that's just that. Yeah. Just try to watch the David Lynch one, and it's
which is basically that's. I think they're doing a 4K release from Arrow is about to put that out, and the cover looks great. What's funny is it looks great.
The spice has to flow. The spice must flow.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, and I just saw that. I think
that looks much better.
I think yeah.
Because look at the
I like
suit.
the texture. Yeah, I do like the texture on it.
His shoulders does look like as big,
I wonder if the lightning bolt is more flexible now.
I don't know,
because they said that was a problem with it with the original costume. That's why it was so small before, was because there were issues with body movement, especially this whole the ab crunch area. It could mess up, I guess. So it looks like it's actually more molded onto the suit now.
Well, what I hated in the original was his shoulders. I mean, it looks so big compared to his neck and stuff, man. It just looked like a muscle suit that he was wearing. This looks more, more of him, less of the suit this go round. Right. So I'm really digging that.
I love
the gauntlet. I like the chest. Yeah, the gauntlets look good. I like the lightning bolt on the chest. That looks really cool. I even like the belt design on that. It looks really good. But yeah, I really like the texturing on the suit. It looks really good.
I'm guessing. So is this the only picture that's leaked though for that movie?
So far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's making me wonder: is the cape going to be completely CG, or is it going to be like is this just a certain moment in the film where they're going to probably use the CG cape?
Yeah, probably. Now, David Sandberg did release a teaser thing today on his Twitter account, a little short video. So you have to go check that out.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna kill that. All right. So let me show you my haul right quick before we wrap up.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Marvel is basically hauls. Marvel, but I finished up Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure with this. I don't know how you pronounce that. Xialing.
I think it's Xialing.
Xialing. Yeah.
Xialing. Okay. So got that one to finish up my Build-A-Figure. Then I had some extra money at Entertainment Earth, so I was just getting some stuff that was on sale. This is a Age of Apocalypse Jean Grey with Sugar Man, Build-A-Figure part.
Sugar Man. He's my Sugar Man.
That's the only thing that was going through my head when I heard that name.
Then Loki and Corvus Glaive 2-pack. So
that's really cool.
Yep.
Ooh, it's got the what do you call that? The Tesseract.
Yep.
Corvus Glaive. Who was he in the? Oh gosh, who was that character? Was he one of Thanos' people?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. And then for whatever reason, this Squirrel Girl and Scooter set.
That looks cute.
Yeah. So
that looks cute.
Yeah. So I got that because it was like on a huge sale, and then since I started getting those retro figures, those Marvel Legends retro figures, I said, let me go find something to display with them. And I got this huge, thing right here.
Oh, wow.
It's a canvas piece, It was a Hobby Lobby, it cost me like $10.
Oh, wow.
But it's,
what's it made of? Wood or?
Yeah, well, it's some kind of particle board, and then this is canvas.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Okay.
Yeah. But this is all pretty much, 70s, 80s designs for characters, and that's what that retro line's about. So I figured I'd, hang it above the retro display there.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. And that's my haul for the week.
I love hauls.
Yeah.
I need to get more toys. I mean, I'm due for a trip. I mean, pretty soon I want to just hit up some toy stores, and then we've got the convention coming up. I know that'll be probably my next big toy. Yeah, that'll be my next big toy haul. Then I found out we've got one here in Savannah coming up too in July. I think the end of July. So
really?
So maybe we could try to hit up that one too, just to see what's up. Kevin Nash is going to be there.
Oh,
so maybe I can get him to sign, because I think I'll have an extra Super Shredder in a box. I think I might just have him sign one of my Super Shredders. Just keep it in the box and have him sign it.
Yeah.
Just get that'd be very obscure. I was about to say you should try something obscure, like get him to sign a copy of the Punisher.
But see, I feel like that may not be quite so obscure, but maybe so.
I know that's not as obscure. It's not nearly as obscure as his Shredder.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but I was going to say, did they ever make a figure of his character from the first?
I don't know. No. That's what I was saying.
They ought to do that. That would be so cool.
His Russian looked really great.
Like McFarlane should put those out. Do like the Punisher movie.
It would have
figures.
to be
I would definitely get it, because a Tom Jane Punisher would be awesome. That would be so cool.
Hasbro has a lot to do, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I would love to see like TV Hulk from Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah,
Marvel Legend.
Cool. They've never done that. They've never done anything like that.
And Bill Bixby's David Banner.
Oh, yep.
Wow, they've never done that.
Yep.
I wonder if there's a licensing thing for that.
Here we go. We're going to get to the details of how this figure would work, because there would also have to be a second head for David Banner with the green eyes.
Oh yeah, but Hasbro would include it. Hasbro would include it. They wouldn't sell it.
Yeah, they wouldn't sell it as a separate figure. Yeah, like McFarlane one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, anyways, guys, edition.
It's a story about the end of the show. Guess what, guys? We have to end the broadcast. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, Ramon? I wish I could rattle my R's.
I can't do it either.
Can you do it, Ashley? Yeah. I can't do it.
Not really.
Ramon. All right, guys. All right. Say it the Tan Mom way. Bye bye booey.
Yep. Check